Hi, Nadia. I'm going to give you some feedback on your portfolio. Uh, First of all, it's not EEDUC, it's EDUC. I don't know if I can even rename that. Can I rename that? Maybe I can. Yeah, so it's EDUC. Second, you've got all these activities. So this is lesson one. You can imagine what this is going to look like by lesson 10. It'll just be this massive amount of activities. So I would actually create a new folder and put them in lesson one. The other thing too is this should say student portfolio because that's what I'm going to be looking for. I had no idea that that was it. I just guessed. As per the instructions, this would be the naming convention that you'd want. Okay, so that's some quick feedback. I'm just going to take a quick look at your personal project. How I use Gen AI, Educator Story Series. Great idea. I love it. One thing, just a little thing, is you can use color or maybe italics, but don't use underline because everybody's thinking it's, well, everybody, I'm thinking it's a link. So you have a rough idea. Um, so this is a big project, okay? You'd want to I think what I'd like to see is a much more detailed plan. When you have these general ideas, uh, they don't tend to come to fruition simply because uh, they're too big. Like, for example, conduct interviews and record responses. Okay. How many interviews? How are you picking the educators? Uh, yeah, I mean, you might do surveys. I don't know. The other thing that you do want to be aware of is, and I just came across this, just grab it here, is a recent study done by MIT that I think would be really relevant to what you're looking at here. Uh, so if see the interviews and stuff, it's going to take a little while. I mean, you can do how many interviews can you do in that much time? Not too many, right? Maybe 6 interviews if you're lucky. So a survey might work. Anyway, giving these details is important. That's it. I love the idea. Okay, so let's move to your actual student portfolio and Gen AI prompts. So the time spent about an hour. Use tools ChatGPT and Canva. Now that's unfortunate because the tool that you were supposed to use is Notebook LM, which is clearly labeled in lesson one. So you want to go back and do that lesson. That is absolutely essential, Notebook LM, for you to looking at that. I don't think you use the prompt because this looks like just sort of general kinds of responses, and they're very cursory. So I'd say it's kind of like a B-level response here. You're a master's student. I'm expecting some deeper reflection on Notebook LM, and yeah, you can't just go rogue on your activities. You have to go to lesson one and complete the Notebook LM activity. Um, Now, name and link to the project, it isn't there. So you have your project here, right? So put that name in there and add a link to it. I don't see any reflection here. So, and that needs to be here. Um, I don't know what you did. Maybe do you have a, no, I don't see any reflection there. So this would be incomplete at this stage. And then you have this prompt here. And It's interesting. You put tried out Notebook LM, but it doesn't seem to be that you did this in the. I don't think we used it in class. Anyway, again, best to use this prompt. Copy and paste this prompt. And when you do that, actually, I want to see your prompt activity. So a link to a document that says Lesson 1, Gen AI Reflection, and then your prompt. And then the resources you found, that's not, it says here, list at least one useful resource found, below, follow the examples. You didn't follow the examples. All you did is throw a link in here. So at this stage, I'd say this would be incomplete. And um, if I were giving an assessment, I would send it back to you to get it redone, as opposed to um, giving you a grade that you wouldn't be happy about. Ultimately, you're going to justify that grade, but you're going to have to do a lot more work at this stage uh, for this kind of contribution. I hope my suggestions helped.